السلام عليكم. لا تنسوا الإعجاب بالفيديو والاشتراك في القناة تشجيعا لنا لنستمر بنشر المزيد إن شاء الله.
Jesus' day. And then proclaims it as a moral. Okay. What about in Jesus' day? According to Jesus, what's the age of consent for marriage in Israel? And according to the laws, so what's the normal practice then in Israel?
Why am I being
the normal practice is puberty. So when a woman and a man reach biological purity, they can actually get married. That's the norm in rabbinical law at that time. Now, so how could they be? They could be 10 years old, they could be 12 years old. So wait, you don't get your morality from the Bible, you get your morality from secular liberal values in the last 50 years. You don't get your morality from God, you're a secularist, which means in effect you're an atheist. You're an atheist. We are.
I'm an atheist.
Yes, in effect you are. Because your morality comes from the West, which is secular, not from God.
Not be secular. It used to be
Indeed, but now it's secular, and you get your values now from a secular, liberal context. So your values don't come from God, which you initially claimed, which now you're being deceitful, because they don't come from the Bible, they come from a secular, liberal, atheist environment. And what you've done is you universalized your regional, local morality, which comes from Western liberal values, and now you're using it to judge Muslims and all of mankind. Now, this is typical Western arrogance. This is Western arrogance. The Westerners think they can preach to Muslims and the rest of the world about what is right and wrong. And this is not acceptable, because Muslims and others, Christians as well, used to follow the divine law. And the divine law comes from God, not from the BBC and the Daily Mail and Sky News, which is what he follows. He doesn't follow God's law, although he pretends he does. And this is the root of the problem. He's abandoned God, and he has atheism, and he dresses it up as God. So
you need to accept that. You need to have
so my accusation is you're an atheist in effect. You don't follow God because you follow atheist, secular, liberal values rather than values that come from divine law.
Can you prove that?
Yes, okay. Because you are coming from a position of secular, liberal values in the West. But you're interrupting. You're interrupting. Until very recently in the West, if you look at the age of consent laws in the United States, in Britain, in Christian Britain in the 19th century, the age of consent was 7 years old in Britain in Christian 19th century. But now he comes from atheist, secular, liberal values, and he's using it to criticize Muslims. So note he's no longer a Christian, but he's pretending to be a Christian, pretending to have godly values. But the historical evidence of Christian countries, look at America. In many states in the 19th century, there were no age of consent laws. This is when America was Christian. Now it's secular. He supports Western values, secular, liberal values. So do not be deceived, folks. These Christians are pretending to be religious, but they don't follow God. The only people who do follow God are traditional Christians, which you're not, because you're an atheist in effect, and Muslims who follow.
Do I love Richard Dawkins?
No, you follow secular atheist values. You don't follow godly values.
So you don't
I've already demonstrated that.
You don't at all. So tolerance is not a value of yours.
Anyway, so I think we've established that in Christian Britain in the 19th century, the age of consent was 7, but in his atheist secular country, which he now supports,
do you have to follow Muhammad's
you follow atheism. You follow atheism.
Do you have to follow Muhammad's example?
Of course.
There you are, ladies and gentlemen. Muhammad had sex with a 9-year-old. He has to follow it.
No, let's address Aisha. Aisha was biologically a woman, according to... No, because why did Muhammad wait 3 years? He was engaged to her from 6...
tells us why. Because he was waiting to give her the bridal gift. Al-Tabri says that in your sources.
But he waited because when she was a woman, then the consummation of the marriage could take place. Now, this is a biblical principle. A biblical law says you get married at puberty. So he is an atheist. You're an atheist, sir, pretending to be a Christian. So don't follow atheist Christians. Follow real Christians who believe in God's law, and follow Christians and Muslims who also believe in the divine law. But these are fake Christians. They're not real Christians. Sorry.
I ask him, but can you ask him this question? He's God, he's biblical God. He can come from a tree, he can come from the ground, he can come from a sky. Why he choose to come from a little girl vagina, private part?
You need to ask him that question. But I'm just saying that his values come from atheism and secular liberalism. They don't come from divine law. And so he's misleading you and deceiving you when he argues as he does. He's not arguing from the Bible. He's not arguing from Christianity. He's arguing from the Daily Mail, Sky News, the BBC, and all of these media. And he's weaponizing atheism, pretending to be a Christian, to attack Muslims who haven't given up on divine law. So just don't be deceived by this. This is a contrick, an atheist
you're
contrick.
very honest, and I appreciate your honesty.
Thank you. But I wish you would be honest in your atheism. Your values don't come from God; they come from atheist secular morality.
You also follow secular values, because I imagine you were born here.
Is Islam? Yes, of course I was born here.
Right.
Where were you born? Where were you born?
I was also born here.
Oh, you're English, are you?
You were probably
jolly
raised
good.
with the same secular values that everyone most likely here.
Actually, I wasn't. No,
you were not raised in secular values.
I was raised in a Christian home where we have Christian values, not atheist values like you now follow. Because you now abandon the Bible, abandon biblical morality.
Were you taught you could have sex with a 9-year-old? You were you?
No. I was taught that biblically. You see, you're weaponizing your prejudice and your bigotry against Muslims.
I love Muslims.
Because this is all a lie. This is all a lie.
You know a lot about
This is all a lie. This is all a deceit. I, as an Englishman, can spot a lying Englishman.
Right.
I tell you, folks, he is deceiving you. He does not love Muslims. If he did, he would speak with Muslims with respect. I can read it in your. As an Englishman, I can see the lie in your face. You don't like Muslims. You hate Islam and you hate Muslims. I know because I can read it in your face. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm not going to talk to atheists anymore who pretend to be Christians. He pretends to be a Christian. He's not a Christian. So thank you very much. And may you turn to God at this time and abandon atheism and hatred of Islam or Muslims. That's my message to you. Okay. Thank you very much indeed. This gentleman has a question for you as well.
Why you're born? Can you answer a question? Can you answer a question?
He's asking you a question.
I'm asking a question. There is another one. No. I want to ask a question. If you why you're no. I'm asking a question. No, I was asking before. I want to ask this question.
My friend, can you wait
your
2 minutes?
God, your biblical God can come from a tree, can come from the ground, can come from the sky.
This is the example.
Why he choose to come from a little girl's private part?
To heckle you. Because he can't deal with me.
Tell me. Can you answer my question?
Do you have 3 microphones?
My question.
Listen.
No, they are
all
they are
3.
not mine.
Wow,
yes.
that's amazing.
Not me. They are 3.
Okay.
Why your biblical God?
Can I just finish up and then I'll answer you? Can I just finish and I'll answer you?
No, answer my question. I will go. I will let you do.
You're heckling me.
No. Can you tell me? Can you answer my question?
I am going to answer your question. Could you just let me do this?
Go ahead. Answer my question.
I'm going to ignore you now.
Don't do it longer. Just answer my question. I will leave.
Okay, well, I'm just going to talk over you.
Because I want to be in the middle of the video before you do conclusion.
Unfortunately,
they will cut it.
Many Muslims.
I want to know why your biblical God, he can come from the ground, from a tree, from the sky, from wherever. Why he choose to come from a little girl vagina? Go ahead.
You're done.
Go ahead.
I'm going to talk to this camera.
All the time he come to talk about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
You have examples.
Can a Christian answer the question? Can the Christian?
They don't know how to defend their faith, and they don't know.
Read number 31, 17, 18, because that proves his
Muslims
biblical
need to
God.
reject Islam and embrace the true religion of Jesus Christ. And
can you? No. He already proved to you. Can you answer my question? Can you answer my question? You can deceive me. You can joke that. You are expert in playing games. You are expert in playing games. Can you answer my question?
I'm done now.
Did he say he will answer the question?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. You had to. What was the question?
Go ahead.
I was listening to the camera.
Okay. I said my question is your biblical God. Okay, you all the time accusing the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam with pedophilia. Now I'm saying.
Well, I don't say that. I actually say he slept with a child.
I'm saying your biblical God. He can come from a tree. He can come from the ground.
Powerful,
Why?
Yes.
He can come from the ground. He can come from a tree.
He is all powerful. Yes.
Why he choose to come from a little girl vagina?
He is all powerful. Why did in your religion? Why did the prophet Jesus come from a vagina?
Look at the answer. Look at the answer.
Well, no, you have the same problem.
Can you answer?
You have the same
problem. Can you answer my question? Answer my question.
Listen.
Before,
God can
don't
do all
ask me with that question. Can you answer my question? Answer my
God
question.
can do all. You got three.
Yeah, go ahead.
God can do all things.
Like these people, they will hear
I know.
properly.
I'm trying to find you're holding 3 microphones.
You can't change.
I've never had 3 microphones on me.
Well, go ahead.
God can do all things, yes. And so if God wishes to do that and to be incarnate through the person of Mary, he can do so.
Okay.
That is your answer.
Wait. Stop. You are deceived. I didn't ask you that. I didn't ask you that. Now, if I'm a magician, listen. It's not insecurity. You know, you didn't. If I'm a magician, I can change myself to a cat. And they went to a little girl to touch her private part, to touch her body. How you will call me?
A magician? What?
Yes, if I'm a magician.
Why are you talking about cats and magicians?
If I'm a magician, listen to me. Listen, if you focus.
I am listening. I answered you,
okay.
And then you were insistent on talking
No,
about
you didn't.
else.
You didn't.
I answered your question.
What you said God can do whatever. I'm asking you.
Do you believe he can?
I'm asking you why he choose. That means it will be. Look, if I'm a magician and I can transform myself to a cat,
Sammy,
and they start to touch private part of a little girl,
I don't care about magicians talking.
You will call me a pedophile. That's what your biblical God did.
Sammy.
Okay, can you now tell me why your biblical God he chose instead of coming from a tree, if he's not pedophile, like you accused the Muslim about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, why he choose to come from a little girl private part? Can you answer that?
Sammy, I don't have to jump through hoops.
If he can't, go to Sam Dawa, go to All Loving, go to ASF Dawa, and you will find the video. If he cut this piece.
Okay. Well, I won't cut it.
Huh? You will.
Okay. Well, we'll find out.
You will. What is the name of your channel?
Chris's Speaker's Corner.
Chris's Speaker's Corner. Then go in it and see it.
That's nice of you. I appreciate it. That's good of you.
Can you answer my question then?
I've already answered your question.
No, you didn't.
Come on.
No, you didn't.
All right. Listen.
You didn't.
Have a lovely day.
Yeah,
and I'll speak to you soon.
You too. But just you prove to the people that your biblical God instead of talking about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you have to be shy and shame of your biblical God first in the first place. Thank you, and run like a coward. And he said the way he said, I'm the one who want to talk to him, to have a discussion with him, when he's the one who ran away like a coward.
You do better than
إذا أعجبك الفيديو لا تنسى الإعجاب والتعليق، ولكي يصلك كل جديد اشترك الآن.